Well done. Pick up rubber. Awesome job. Unbelievable. We are world champions! World champions! Yas Marina.
You know, as that song was playing, I realized we were not recording the thing correctly. I'm always forgetting to press the record button on this system.
It's okay.
I know.
At least we're on air.
Yeah, we're on air, true. So anyways, now before we get into Formula 1 news, now this weekend is going to be pretty big because it's the finale for the 2016 season. But before we do that, we have to cover some other events that happened over the weekend that week.
Yes.
First of all, it was the 6 hours of Bahrain last weekend, the final round of the World Endurance Championship. And, well, according to Black Flag on Jalopnik, it was full of teary farewells. Ladies and gentlemen, this was the final race for Audi's prestigious Le Mans program. They're shutting it down. You know, Volkswagen's decided they're going to shut a lot of their racing programs down. And again, it was no better way to finish than with a race victory.
And they do have some pretty awesome cars.
Absolutely. So yes, the Audi mechanics jumped off. They were hugging each other. I mean, it was beautiful. And there is a Dr. Wolfgang Peterson up there with a big banner. It says, "Audi versus Toyota. We've enjoyed the competition. Thank you." I mean, like I said, this is quite an emotional day. In fact, do we have any decent audio from Dr. Wolfgang Ulrich?
Not surprisingly. Tears in the eyes there too. This is proud but tough moments. 12 minutes, 21 seconds between.
Yes, it was very sad. Why did I say his name was Wolfgang Peterson? It's Dr. Ulf. His name is Ulrich. I can't believe I said that.
And why did Audi decide to leave? Was it very clear?
Well, no. I mean, like I said, they've dominated. They're a dominating force. It's just Volkswagen seems to be killing a lot of their motorsports programs. So it is the last year, and as we're going to cover later, they're also terminating Volkswagen's participation in the World Rally Championship. So, like I said, it was a heartfelt 6 hours of Bahrain. It was the last victory Audi will have, and then it was also the last race for Mark Webber. Oh boy, it was so sad. But there was one particular highlight. There was an Aston Martin, the number 97, lost one of its wheels, and it was still faster than any of you can get on the highways.
Front wheel's fallen off, and he's trying to come back at as much pace as he can draw out that car without doing.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, basically one of the wheels came off, and
he was still going.
He was still going, and he was still going faster than any of you plebs will ever go on the highway. So the final results for the Bahrain 12 hours was the victory of the Audi R18, driven by Lucas de Grassi, Loic Duval, and Olivier Jarvis, followed by the Audi R18 of Marcel Fossler, Andre Lotterer, and Benoit Trullier. Those are two great guys. And then in third place was, I think it's a decent finish, for Timo Bernhard, Mark Webber, and Brendan Hartley. So that was a good performance there. Now, how did our boys from America perform in GT Pro?
Let's see.
Oh, that's a bit of a shame result. Apparently, the two Ford GTs came into third and fifth in their class. So, yeah, not a great showing from Ford. But, hey, they won their class at Le Mans, I guess that's enough, right?
I'd say so.
Wait, is Patrick Dempsey still on this thing?
What do you mean in their class?
Oh, well, you see, Le Mans is the World Endurance Championship, is a multi-class race. It's basically 4 separate races all running at the same time on the track. So, yes, you've got these really, really futuristic shark rocket things that was the Le Mans prototype. But then you've also got the sports cars. These are cars that resemble the things you can actually buy. They actually look like Aston Martins. They actually look like Porsches. They actually look like Ford GTs. So the
Ford GT was the actual sports car class?
Well, close to it. Though, yes, it's been heavily race prepped as things that you don't get on the consumer version, like a carbon fiber chassis and an unregulated engine. But, yeah, it's So, like I said, so that was the 6 hours of Bahrain. And here's the other story from Jalopnik. Volkswagen won their last rally ever, but not with the driver you'd expect. Now, I'll admit, I don't follow World Rally Championship as I should. Probably because the coverage in this country is absolutely abysmal. If you want coverage, you have to subscribe to Velocity, which, no, you don't. You have to subscribe to some strange network called, Maverick Sports or something. And, yeah, few network providers actually provide that. So it sounds like, according to what's his name, Steph Schrader at Jalopnik, it sounded like Volkswagen's ultra-dominant World Rally Championship team would be able to end their final season in the sport of a high note because, well, they usually win. While most of their wins are thanks to rally whiz Sebastian Ogier, today at Rally Australia, it was Andreas Mikkelsen who drove it. So, yeah, I don't know who any of these people are, but still, rallying, it's insane. You got a car that's going 50 miles per hour sideways through a forest. How's that? And, of course, there was also the Macau Grand Prix. Now, Formula One was not actually there, but Macau is a ludicrous circuit. I can understand why many of the top-tier series don't go there. Not MotoGP and not Formula One. Because this track is precarious. I think we should do a quick little onboard just so my friend here knows what's going on.
Let's see.
So this is a motorbike race. So what's happening is we're on the start line. We're on the front of the start straight. And there is no escape line. It is just it is nothing but Armco barriers on each side. The bikes have kicked off. They're going straight, and they're all leaning sideways, and they're all going on a short, hard left. And again, there is no escape lane, anything. They are going through this really narrow street. It's probably only 3 car lengths wide.
I'd say so.
And they are blasting through here at something ludicrous, at like 120 or so. And again, this is an event held every year. What they do is they'll shut the city down for the weekend and try to put on as many racing series as they can.
Which the one track.
Exactly, and just the one track. So that is what we've had, and now we've had 2 fantastic spills, as it were. First, we have future world champion Kevin Schwantz during a motorbike race.
Future world champion?
I'm not sure what class he's actually in.
I got you.
But point is, he was at 150 miles per hour, coming around a corner, and then he just slipped out ever so slightly, and he just came right off his bike.
Jeez.
And yeah, I mean, it's pretty astounding. Like, so if you go onto Twitter, there is indeed slow motion footage of a camera on the bike from there.
Pretty cool, actually.
And so the winners there was Peter Hickman of Brahms SMT Racing, followed by Michael Ritter of Brahms SMT Racing. Both were BMWs, and then of course in third place was Martin Jessup of Riders Motorcycle BMW as well. So I don't really know who any of these people are, but hey, it's worth mentioning for Macau. And then, of course, there was another great thrill. This is from the FIA GT World Cup, and we've had a really, really crazy occurrence. So during the race, we had Lawrence Vantor in the front in an Audi, but then a Porsche came around the corner and took his position. And as they came around the corner, Ogier slammed into the wall. The car lifted off the ground because of the aerodynamic force, and it was sliding along the ground. It was just sliding on its roof. Now, technically speaking, he actually did win the race.
How?
Because I believe what happened was that they red flagged it, and they concluded that there was so little time left that they said, okay, you know what,
And he was in... What place was he in?
He was in first.
Oh, he wasn't first.
He wasn't first, and then he basically came around a corner, slammed into a wall, which lifted the front left of the car, which allowed air to get underneath it and lift it off, flipping it over onto its roof, and it slid. Now, it wasn't like a spectacular video game finish where he went across the finish line upside down. No, what happened was that Lawrence Vantor was actually... he was in the lead, then the race was suspended. So I don't really know the procedure, but basically...
I can understand why they gave him the first place,
it was a technicality. He won on a technicality, but still pretty impressive.
Very impressive.
So from the FIA GT World Cup at the Macau 2016, leading was Lawrence Vantor in the Audi R8 of the Audi Sports Team WRT, followed by Kevin Estre of Manthe Racing in a Porsche 911 GT3 R991, and then in third place was Marco Angel of Mercedes AMG Driving Academy in an AMG GT3. So yeah, that was pretty fantastic.
Pretty cool.
So like I said, Macau does not actually have any of the top tier series that we can think of, but they did, however, have Formula 3 and the Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix, so I'm guessing that's a national event, and then followed by the Macau Goya race. I believe I'm not sure where the Goya is. I'm guessing it's a compact sports car series. And then, of course, there was also the GT World Cup, and then the Macau Touring Car Cup, so that's presumably their national touring car series. And then the Road Sport Challenge and the Chinese Racing Cup. So, yeah, pretty big. A lot of
Very cool.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to get to where it's supposed to be.
Yes.
Formula One. This weekend is the big one. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. The final round of the Formula One World Championship, and it is going to be vicious. As we have concluded, the points gap between Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton is so narrow that Rosberg can lose this. All right, Hamilton can claim victory first. Now, as I've concluded that if Hamilton wins, all that Nico Rosberg has to do is maintain his position into third place. If he can come in third with a Hamilton win, Nico Rosberg is world champion.
Very cool.
And of course, this is a very, very magnificent track in itself.
I'd love to see Nico Rosberg hold that
Absolutely.
title.
So, the Yas Marina circuit, built on the artificial island of Yas Island in the United Arab Emirates, it's hosted its first Grand Prix in 2009 for 55 laps. And at 5.5 kilometers per lap, it's going to add up to a total race distance of 305 kilometers. The lap record at the moment is held by Sebastian Vettel from 2009, a time of 1:40.279. So I don't think we're going to be covering this one live because it's the Thanksgiving weekend, and it's it's going to be at 9 in the morning. We just can't be bothered to do that. So, but you are invited to come to my place for it if you so desire.
Of course.
So, like I said, this track is this is actually a very bizarre track. This track is built around the Yas Viceroy Hotel, a magnificent hotel, very, very modern. In fact, so modern that on the bulletin board for the math department, they actually had the 3D projection of it on the grounds of how it was procedurally designed. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, for a while during my freshman year, there was part of a Formula One racetrack was on display.
That's very cool.
On the math department billboard. And of course, it is also home to Ferrari World, the world's biggest indoor theme park, owned exclusively and dedicated to the Scuderia Ferrari. It is magnificent. We're going to take another look at that.
Yeah, I'd like to.
And of course, this place is built on a seafront, so therefore, if you have the money to own a yacht and to dock it, you can watch the race from the back of your yacht. And this is also one of the few races only ever in the world which does not last 24 hours and goes from sunrise to sunset. I don't know what happens, but somehow the race begins in the daylight. And then, of course, this is probably going to be an hour and a half later, it's night. So therefore, it always ends with spectacular fireworks.
Very cool.
In fact, now let me just tell you how prestigious something like this is. The last year, when Lewis Hamilton became world champion, Prince Charles, one of the princes, was in the pits. Oh God, who are they? There's Prince Harry, he's the spare, and Prince William?
I have no idea, to be honest. I don't follow any people.
I should, because I'm English, so I should actually follow it. But either way, he was there in the pits and gave a congratulations to Lewis Hamilton as he was in the car. So everyone's going to be there. In fact, this was here where I realized, Formula One is truly great because David Hasselhoff was in a VIP box with Red Bull gear, and his entire family was just in Red Bull gear, and sitting next to them, they were sharing their box with this sheik of some kind. Cool. So yes, you had the man in the white thobes, a white keffiyeh, and everything. I mean, it was spectacular. So
cool.
Let us take a look at the track. Where was it? Oh, here we are.
There you go.
So let us pass over to our random lady. We don't know who she is. On the Formula One website. So as we can see,
the final round of the 2016 Formula One World Championship brings us to Abu Dhabi and the spectacular Yas Marina circuit. Located on Yas Island, the track wraps itself around the glamorous marina and features unique elements such as a pit lane exit that runs through a tunnel and the cars racing beneath a luxury hotel which changes colour as it straddles the circuit. The Abu Dhabi Grand Prix takes place at twilight, with state-of-the-art lighting ensuring a seamless transition from day to night as drivers battle for victory. Sebastian Vettel won the inaugural race in 2009, but it was his triumph in the final race of the 2010 season that was the most historic, prevailing in a four-way showdown between Fernando Alonso, Mark Webber and Lewis Hamilton to become the sport's youngest world champion at 23.
Unbelievable! Thank you, I love you.
The 5.5-kilometre circuit offers good opportunities to overtake, as Vettel showed on his way to third place behind Kimi Raikkonen in 2012, making up an astonishing 21 positions after starting at the back, in a race best remembered for Raikkonen's radio correspondence with his Lotus engineers.
Just leave me alone, I know what to do.
His words were, "Leave me
Vettel took
alone,
his
I know what
third
I'm
win
doing."
The following year, and celebrated by mimicking his Finnish friend and now Ferrari teammate.
Yeah. I know what I'm doing.
Vettel's 3 wins are still the most in Abu Dhabi, ahead of Hamilton's 2. The Englishman famously won his second world title in 2014 after a thrilling showdown with his Mercedes teammate Nico Rosberg. Rosberg was lucky to escape this huge crash while lapping Narain Karthikeyan in 2012, but banished the bad memories with a win in 2015. With glorious weather and world-class entertainment off the track too, Abu Dhabi is a fitting place for the sun to set on another stunning season of Formula One.
Okay, something interesting that was just revealed to me, that the tires for the weekend is going to comprise of the ultras,
I saw
the
that.
soft and the medium. So
Very confused by that. I'm not sure why are they choosing to allow them to use the ultras.
I have no idea, because I would have thought that a track like this would not have loaned itself. I thought they would be a bit more conservative,
Because
actually.
it's a very long track per lap, correct?
Yes, it is. It is long. There's quite a few straights there, and then there's a few really busy sectors. So, well,
Maybe it's
maybe
to pass on the busy sectors. Give them a chance.
Maybe, because I mean, I will say this, in Forza, this track, there's a double ape. There's a sequence of two hard right-handers, and the thing is, if you ride on full power and you just keep that wheel in position, you're just going to swing around them in quite beautiful and spectacular fashion. Alright, so it is now time for the onboard. Now, strictly speaking, we tried to have the most recent version, but because we are broadcasting on Monday as opposed to Wednesday,
We might not have the latest.
we have the one from last year.
Well, that'll work.
And so we are not going to turn it over to our good friend, our Scottish correspondent, David Coulthard, but instead we're going to get our old English veteran, Martin Brundle. I think it's Martin Brundle. So take it away, Mr. Martin Brundle, we think.
Round 19 brings the season to a close at the Yas Marina circuit for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. This 5.5 kilometre track was purpose-built around a marina on Yas Island and hosted its first Grand Prix in 2009. The average lap speed is 193 kilometres an hour, just below the season average. There are 21 turns on the course, not much in the way of elevation change, but several demanding braking areas and 2 possible overtaking zones into turn 8 and 11. Let's do a lap with last year's pole sitter, Nico Rosberg.
Okay, well, actually, we can keep the volume up because they don't actually commentate it this time. Okay, so he has just come around the final corner, which is a hard right, and he's on the main straight, and he's on full power, 6th gear, 7th gear, 8th gear, and he's about to come to the first corner, which is a really hard left, and he drops all the way down to 3rd to 150 for a hard right, for a hard left-hander. He gets back into power, unwinds, and then the track sweeps left, and a long sweep right, and then he unwinds for a bit for a slight kink left, and now he's going to get on the power, and then he breaks down hard all the way down to 3rd gear to 120, where it's hard left, bang on the left, bang on the right, and now he's about to get back on the power briefly again for a hard left hairpin, and he does this at 70 kilometers per hour. He gets back on the power, and he's now on the main straight. He's running up the gears, 250, 270 kilometers per hour, 7th gear, DRS is open, 8th gear, and now he's running on the power. He's about to prepare for the next hard left, and at 100 yards, he breaks all the way down to 2nd gear for a hard left, which feeds into an instant hard right. He gets back on the power, and then there's a long, slight left, so long that it counts as a straight, and now he's in the 2nd DRS zone. DRS is open, he's in 8th gear now. The track kinks left ever so slightly, and then he breaks down hard again. He's now back down to 110 kilometers per hour in 3rd gear. Left, right, left, and now he's about to come to my favorite part. Is a hard left, and now he's about to come to the double right-hander. 4th gear, 5th gear, 220 kilometers per hour. He turns right, first right-hander, second right-hander, and now he's got to break down hard for a hard right-hander. He's back in the power just for a small amount of time. Back to 2nd gear, it's a hard left, and now he's about to go into another hard left. Power, 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 there's a slight kink left. Power, 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 7th, 6th, 7th, down to 4th gear for a hard right, and now he's going to come to a really hard right-hander. At 120 kilometers per hour, he's back on the power, and that was a lap of Yas Marina, 140.480.
So let me ask you, it just seems like the cars this year seem to be a little bit different in sound. Is it the shifting? It seems a little bit smoother this year. Is that just me, or is that just...
It might be just you, I guess, because, I mean, strictly speaking, for the onboards, because David Coulthard doesn't shut up during the onboard
commentary,
videos, that we do
correct.
turn it down. But I don't know if it might have been a slight improvement over the years.
I'd say so, because I feel like it's a little bit smoother.
Well, strictly speaking, that video, the onboard footage was actually 3 years old, because this video is from last year, and as they said, that was last year's thing. So that would have been 2 seasons ago, and now I
That's
believe.
funny.
So that would have been 2014 when they first.
I'd say so.
That was when they first introduced the
V6s.
V6s. Yeah, so therefore they were probably working out the
first
kinks.
generation of them.
Yeah. Now, of course, I forgot to mention. Now, just after we come to those two that right-hander and left-hander after that beautiful double right-hander that I love so much. That goes under the Yas Viceroy Hotel, and you know what? On that point, I guess we'll cover that first. Let us take a look at the Yas Viceroy. The
website's beautiful.
It is a very beautiful looking website. Photo gallery, I guess, is what we want to go. So, ladies, and the rooms themselves are they're very white, I will say that. Very white, very modern, very angular. In fact, the hotel, it's like 2 humpback whales, if you see what I mean, and they form a T. And thing is, there's a huge pool, and there's a party area on top, and it's all encompassed in this big glass cocoon. And on the racing, it lights up. It does all kinds of pretty patterns. It's really beautiful. So what else is there? I thought the web. Oh, here we are. So, you know what? Let us arrange our visit, shall we? Okay.
Let's configure our room.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so we are 2 adults.
Yes, we
now
are.
let's say we're all right. So you know what? I'm just going to kick the date here. I'm just going to say that we are going to register on the default dates. So it's 11/21/2017 to 11 for one night. 11/20 for 11/22/2017. So we have no children, no promo codes. Check availability.
Let's see what we got here.
Okay, so bloody all right. Standard rate is $699 per night.
Huh, that's not too bad.
Bed and breakfast. A bed and breakfast rate is $849 per night. Stay and dine is $749 per night, and the suite stay and play is $1,099 per night. And I don't know. I'm not sure. I can't be bothered to do the additional research, but I'm assuming that this is going to be next year's race weekend. So who knows what that's going to do?
Oh yeah.
To the rates. But yeah, you can. I think you can watch from your hotel. In fact, there's a bridge connecting the 2 whales, as it were. I think you can just stay there and watch from there.
So cool.
I know. But I think the real way to do it would be to watch it from your boat.
Yeah, if you have one.
Indeed. All right, now let us take a look at the other reason to be there. Ferrari World.
Oh, jeez.
So we are taking a look at some video, and we will have some audio. And they're trying to go for the epic thing. Now this video, the building itself is this huge dome. It's almost like, I don't know what to describe it like. It's like a giant amoeba almost with a big. And now it has 2 roller coasters. There are 2 roller coasters that run parallel to each other, and then it's also home to the Toro Rossa, the Forza Rossa, which is the world's fastest roller coaster in the world. I mean, if you're going to a Ferrari theme park, it better be. And it is also known as the largest indoor space in the world as well. And there are lots of women in the red and Ferrari-colored hijabs. They have Formula 1 simulators where the cars sit on tall gimbals. They have tall towers. And, of course, they have Ferraris on display like it's nobody's business. And here we are, the Fiorano GT roller coaster. It's 2 roller coasters as they run in parallel, so it looks like you're racing against each other. And the cars look like Ferrari F430s.
Of course. Appropriately.
Indeed.
It's like the Disneyland.
And, of course, there's a virtual ride, The Speed of Magic, Driving a Dream. You know, it's like one of those Universal 3D
parks.
shows, if you see what I mean. Like, you're in this
yeah.
pod, and it's a 3D movie experience. So, you know, kind of like a Universal theme park. And we also have the Belle Italia, where this is like a Disney ride. They're sitting in these tiny little Ferrari
That's
Californias
cute.
as they are riding through this miniaturized village of Italy. So presumably this is Modena, where Ferraris are built. And then, of course, for the little kids, there's the Junior GT Pelota driving, where they drive in these little electric-powered tiny Ferraris, and they just drive them around the track. And there's also an option for little tiny Formula 1 cars as well. And there's also pedal cars as well for people of all ages.
That's funny.
And of course, there's also souvenir shopping, and here it is, the Formula Rossa, the world's fastest roller coaster. And that it was Felipe Massa and Fernando Alonso riding on. This is the world's fastest roller coaster.
Jeez.
And that looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger on board.
It looked like it.
In fact, there is footage hang on, how much stuff is that? Oh, and here's Fernando Alonso giving a testimony about this fantastic place where they have a museum of classic Ferraris, the Ristorante Cavallino, with Italian food. Why? What else would they serve at a place like this?
Of course.
No, it looks like a fairly high-class museum restaurant, I will
I'd
say.
say so.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got. In fact, it looked like they were serving wine, but that can't be correct because this is Abu Dhabi. And then, of course, they have a museum. They've got old Ferrari racing cars. They've got old sports cars and a little memorial dedicated to all of their drivers, including Schumacher, Jody Scheckter, and then, of course, the inevitable retail. You can get little camels and
so
Ferrari
many.
T-shirts, and of course, because this is the Middle East.
I've been here. Now it's your turn to count.
And like I said, I think this building is just beautiful.
Absolutely is.
Yeah. Now let me tell you this about the theme park. Oh, and of course the whole building is primed with fireworks.
It has to be.
And you even have like acrobats, apparently acrobatic shows as well. I mean, like I said, this is
It's like the Disneyland ×2 of the Middle East.
Exactly.
Wow.
Ferrari World, Abu Dhabi, and I think there's supposed to be another one opening soon in Spain.
Jeez.
But like I said, ladies and gentlemen, Abu Dhabi, I think it just looks fantastic.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, I'd be curious to know about the what the Williams team will be doing, because I believe Abu Dhabi is one of those countries where alcohol advertising is illegal.
So the Williams, and who are their sponsors?
Martini Rossi Vermouth.
Okay, so we'll see.
Well, here's the thing. Now, there's ways around it. Now, there was during the early 2000s, a lot of the Formula One teams were sponsored by tobacco companies.
Of course.
And then, of course, suddenly the tobacco advertising ban went into effect all around the world.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened was that these teams realized, we still have like a year left on our sponsorship contract. So we cannot violate our sponsorship contracts.
Of course.
And nor can we violate the anti-advertising law. So
course.
here's what they did. Ferrari, I believe, I'm not sure how they came up with it, but I'm assuming they hired a psychologist who said, you know what, get rid of the Marlboro stamp and put a barcode on it. What they did was, and here's the weird thing. Now, my parents went to we're in San Francisco, and there was a Ferrari store there. A Ferrari store there where they sell the souvenirs, and they have a Formula One car in the window. They were convinced that there was a Marlboro stamp there, but then I showed them the picture and said, "No, it's a barcode." And like, "Oh wow."
A big barcode on the car.
Yes, indeed. So let me see if I can quickly find it, because my friend here cannot make clear what it is. Marlboro.
I mean, I've seen that logo on the car. Just haven't seen the.
Racing barcode. Is that the correct word?
I think that would be able to search correctly.
Yes, here it is, and here we have an image of a Formula One car with the Marlboro barcode. And thing is, the design was so similar to the actual logo
that it sort of looks like it anyway.
Exactly. Now, there was also a team called Jordan. They're like the last group of carefree rock and rollers in racing. Of course. They lost. They basically pulled out early 2000s or so. Now, they were sponsored by the tobacco company Benson and Hedges.
Never heard of it.
Well, it's an English brand.
Oh, of course.
But when the sponsorship ban went into effect, the advertising ban went into effect, here's what they did. They took some letters off. So it said, "Be on edge."
Oh, God.
And then, of course, it was almost now a bit of outside. The Australian V8 Supercars, they did an exhibition race in Abu Dhabi, and one of the team's principal sponsor was Jack Daniel's Whiskey.
Oh, jeez.
So they just simply said, "Jack Daniel lives here."
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that for the Williams Martini, the Williams Martini Racing, I think they're going to keep their Felipe Massa special stamp on the side.
I got you.
As a dedication. You know what I mean? I mean, in
course.
the end, the brand looks exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, this weekend, 9 o'clock in the morning, tune in to NBCSN to catch the final round of the Formula One World Championship 2016. Hopefully, Nico Rosberg can break the ego streak of Lewis Hamilton. Okay, it is now 12:31. We still have maybe 20 minutes to fill. So I know what I want to talk about.
Tell me.
Now, you know about how Top Gear died because Jerry Clarkson punched his producer in the face.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, basically what happened was they were filming a segment, and he arrived at the hotel, food was not ready, and that just sent him over the edge, and he punched a producer in the face.
That's funny.
And then, well, the BBC, who have been trying everything they could to get rid of the man, decided, yep, okay, this is it. No more Top Gear. We're getting rid of you, Jeremy Clarkson. Well, actually, no. First, I got rid of Clarkson, and then the other two.
And the Top Gear fell apart.
And and then what happened was that the two other guys, James May and Richard Hammond, basically committed mutiny, and they said, "No, we're going with you. If either Clarkson stays or we go," and they left. And so BBC decided to renew Top Gear. They got Chris Evans, Matt LeBlanc, and Eddie Jordan, and Sabine Schmidt, and two other people who I don't know. And everybody acknowledges it's a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
But however, as this was happening, they were busy. They got a contract with Amazon to produce a show called The Grand Tour, and it premiered last Friday.
So that's available now.
It's available now. They're going to release each episode once a week over the course of the next 12 weeks. And I saw it, and it was everything I could have dreamed for. It was
Thank goodness. I'll be pulling that up this weekend.
I mean, it was quite beautiful. I'm just going to tell you how it began.
Go for it.
It starts with Jeremy Clarkson walking out of the offices of the BBC as the news report says, "No more Top Gear." And then he gets in the cab, and of course it's raining, because what else is it going to do in London? And then he drives to an airport, goes to California, and then he turns and he gets into the new Ford Mustang.
The new Ford Mustang?
The new one, yeah. There's a new Ford Mustang.
Let's find out what that looks like. Well, I mean, I wouldn't know. Here, continue.
Yeah. And so he gets in, turns on the radio, and it's nothing but clear weather. He's driving through the Californian desert as I can see clearly now the rain has gone. And next thing you know, the two other guys come up in their own Mustangs, and they're right there. Then they drive onto a giant desert flat, a dried lake bed, and they are joined by God knows all kinds of amazing vehicles. Old, new, high-powered, low-powered. It was like a giant Mad Max scene. Only it wasn't apocalyptic. It was beautiful. And that was how the Grand Tour began. It was magnificent. And they kicked it off with a bang. They did the holy trinity of hypercars. The Porsche 918, the McLaren P1, and the Ferrari LaFerrari. They took them to the racing track in Portugal, and they did their bit, and it was beautiful. So like I said, ladies and gentlemen, if you are an Amazon's Prime subscriber, do it. Watch the Grand Tour. It is magnificent. And I can say with confidence, Top Gear is dead. Long live the Grand Tour.
Yes, I agree. I can't wait to see it, though.
Oh, yeah, it was magnificent. In fact, you are looking at the new Mustang.
Looks
I can
the same.
see. Well, not really. There's a new grille on it.
Yeah.
No, go back, actually. Press the back button, because I think you actually had...
That one?
Yeah, that's it. That's the new Ford Mustang.
It looks like a Ford Taurus.
Well, yeah, they did. They basically stuck the grille of the Ford Taurus on it. I mean, I still think it's pretty neat looking. I think
It looks different. It doesn't look as muscly, though. I'm gonna have to get used to that.
Yeah, I guess so.
Definitely gonna have to get used to that. It looks good.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, so there's that, and what else is there? Well, I don't know. What do you got?
What do I got? Thanksgiving's coming up. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
Black Friday deals are gonna be out the roof.
Oh, of course, Black Friday.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna actually go to any store. Nobody does that anymore. Everything's online now.
True.
Let's check out what Best Buy's got. Best Buy Black Friday
2016 deals.
Let's see. Let's see what their catalog says.
Okay, so according
this is for actually going to the store.
So if you actually go into the store, you can get a Toshiba 49-inch TV for $200.
Oh wow!
Oh, and you can even...
Oh wow, and that's what's it called? That's 4K. Oh my goodness! Wow.
Well, it's probably not going to have all the smart TV bells and whistles like built in Netflix, but hey, you know what?
For a 4K TV, that's a lot of resolution for a good price.
Indeed. So that's 42 inches. So what does that actually translate out to?
That's 49 inches.
49.
I can't imagine what the pixels per inch is, but for 4K, that's still awesome.
Indeed.
Wow, a lot of good things. Oh, Deadpool's on sale on Blu-ray for $8.
Yes.
Great movie.
Yes,
Love
absolutely.
That. Watched that with my family in the theaters.
You watched it with your family?
Yeah, my parents took me and my little sister. It was really funny. My dad looked very red. Oh man, the Surface Pro 4 is going on sale for only $600. It's only a 128 gig model.
Why is Tom Clancy's The Division still? Oh, if this is supposed to be a deal, why is it $24?
Who knows?
I thought it would have plummeted by price by now.
The new Skyrim remake is going for $24.
Oh yes,
that's actually a big save because video games are so expensive these days.
I know. Well, I mean,
it's crazy.
Well, I just wait for Steam sales. So.
Oh, exactly, same.
Yeah.
Because I just bought the original Skyrim and I'm having a lot of fun with the Xbox One, 1 terabyte. Oh, the One S.
Oh yeah.
On sale for $300. That's pretty nice.
Oh, look, you can even get the DJI Phantom 3 for $400 now.
What is that? Oh, cool.
Well, I don't know. There are a lot of. I go into Best Buy and there's like 4 different kind of drones available on the market. But everybody complains the same thing about the DJI.
What about them?
They have terrible customer service apparently.
Oh, I can believe that. And especially when you're going to need new things like what's it called? Like new blades, new all that stuff.
Yeah.
Cheap phones as usual. Last year, oh man, I picked up a whole lot of Motorola E's for $10 each, then started selling them on my eBay for $45 each. And it was some great profit there.
Yeah.
Just a whole bunch of other little things here. Oh man. But I mean, honestly, if you do,
Oh look, you can get a Logitech Harmony remote.
you hate your Harmony remote.
No, I like it.
You like it?
I like my Harmony remote.
The new one you guys got?
Yeah, the new one. I like it. It's just the parents can't grasp their heads around it.
Oh, true. I mean,
I give them the instructions saying, look, it's very simple. Just do this. Just just tap the watch TV function on the touchscreen and let it sit and do its thing. And if it's not set up correctly, you fix it myself, and it's step by step.
It really does take care of itself.
Yes, it does. I mean, I love my Harmony remote. I really do.
I'd like to get into it, but I don't feel like buying one. I love how Grand Theft Auto still costs so much.
Well,
That game has been out for over a year now, maybe 2.
yeah, maybe. Oh, look, you can get the Bose. Oh, I think. Well, I'm not sure if those are my
Where's the
super
Bose
duper
at?
headphones. There's you can for
40.
$40.
Whoa.
60.
That's cheap.
That's probably the correct. Yeah, that's
Oh
probably
my
the correct
goodness.
rate. I have my Bose earbuds and I love those.
Oh my goodness.
In fact, something that
can't
was probably
afford.
not intended, but I still do it all the same. I can ride my motorbike with them on.
That's very awesome.
As long as I have wear my half helmet, because I can't actually keep the earbuds in if I have a proper full helmet on.
I got you.
Yeah, because otherwise they come out when you try to pull it on.
And then you don't want to damage those.
Indeed.
That's funny. You know, if you don't get those very nice good deals, you have some very not so good deals, like a 32-inch TV for $150, but it's 720p, which I don't know why they still even sell those.
I don't believe it. A
pathetic.
wall mount is still $100 though.
Oh, jeez. No, look at these wall mounts. Look at the cheap wall mounts. Those are the right ones. Those are the ones you go for. That's what I use in my room. I mean, I did switch around my bed so it wouldn't fall on my head because I'm sure it'll fall at some point. Especially that I mounted it myself without reading the instructions. I'm just going to assume it went right.
Ooh, a Denon Channel 4K Ultra
Where's
HD
this?
3D Pass
Ooh,
thing.
wait, where?
That's your cursor's right on it,
pass
man.
through AV home theater. I like them. We have at home, I forget what system we have. It might be a Denon, but it is very nice. Oh, we have an Onkyo. That's right. We have a very nice setup. Actually, you know, it was funny. Insurance really came through for us. My dad bought a Bose system back in the early 90s. Got fried by lightning, I'd say 4 years ago.
Uh-huh.
They gave us like what he paid for it, I'm pretty sure. So we got a whole nice new setup. It was fantastic. We got all the Clips speakers. Is that how you pronounce it? Clips? Clips? I don't know.
What are you talking about?
KLIP-SCH or whatever. The speaker systems, they're fantastic.
I have no idea what you're talking about, sadly.
Yeah, it's fine. They're some of the best speakers you can avail.
Well, here are some deals that make sense. The new Mafia is now $30.
Oh, jeez. Oh, actually, that is awesome. Mafia. I played Mafia 2, and that was a fantastic game. Man, the new Deus Ex.
Yep. Put on a trench coat. Fight some conspiracies. Gain experience.
Xbox
and
One controller starting at 40 is not
abilities.
bad, given how much they cost to begin with. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And especially since you can use those on a PC, which is fantastic.
Yeah. Wow, you are just going through your own Nintendo DS.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the 3DS XL? For only $100?
Wow, that's
that is a
interesting
great
rate.
deal.
Indeed.
I'd definitely go for that, especially if you want to go for something like the Super Smash Brothers games, which are still going to be fun no matter how long you play them for.
I know what I want. I'm going to ask the parents for Christmas.
Tell me.
I want the Tamron 16 to 300 millimeter. It's a lens. A really
beautiful.
Like I said, it's 16.
Wait, 16 to 300?
16 to 300.
Wow. So it's got a very wide and very zoomed.
Yeah, exactly. Wide and zoom, so it's going to be a great walk-around lens on vacation. Now, they do say that when you really push it out, like when you're at the ends, like when you're at 16 and 300, you do get some chromatic aberration, but in between, you're fine. It's good. You got a decent aperture in there. So yeah. So
what's it go down to?
Yeah, I think it's the usual stock. Like I believe it goes down to like 1.8. Yeah, 1.8. Yeah, 1.8 f-stop on there.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so like I said, I have that. I have my new camera that I decided to buy a few months ago. I've got a Canon.
What do you have, a 5D? No.
I have an 80D.
80D.
So basically, it is the full frame body. So it's big, it's bulky, it's got everything, but it's got a crop sensor.
Crop sensor. Okay.
Yeah, so like 900 gets you 24 megapixels.
Oh, that's a lot of megapixels.
Well, here's the thing. Well,
I think mine runs at 10.
Well, I discovered something recently. Sony manufactured the A6000.
Okay.
It's $600. It's mirrorless, so therefore you're gonna have a
There's a
digital
lot of those mirrorless cameras coming out now. Yes.
24 megapixels as well.
Mhm.
And the when we were at Dan's camera trying to buy protective filters for our lenses, the guy was touting about their fantastic dynamic range. I mean, these Sony.
That's something coming really into
Yeah.
the big picture now. The dynamic range.
Yeah. All right. Sony A6000. Like I said, it's a little tiny thing.
I was looking at them.
It
They're,
is
they're beautiful cameras.
It's a small point and shoot, yes. Well, no, it's the size of a point and shoot, but you got a 24 megapixel sensor in there, and you use Sony's S mount lenses, so they're really tiny. But they're lightweight. You get fantastic image quality. I mean, and they're starting at 400 body only.
Wow.
And thing is, you can buy adapters for Canon lenses.
You can? Because that's one of the reasons that I didn't go for a mirrorless is because I wanted the compatibility of being able to use Canon lenses.
They range from from the $20 things by Neewer, which
Of course.
have some questionable reliability. But then, now if you go to Dan's Camera, they also sell the Sigma brand converters.
That's a good brand.
And so therefore, those things are like more expensive, like 200. But you get great guarantee. You get but the lens and the sensor line up at the correct distance, and the firmware for the most part is reliable.
So it will, it'll process the right information to the camera. Wow.
Yeah, it will process the correct autofocus
And
info to the
these are
cameras.
some good-looking cameras.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
what about the sensor? So the sensor is the sensor's bigger than a 4/3 sensor.
No, it's a crop sensor.
Yeah, but it's still bigger than mine.
It's a traditional APS-C sensor.
Okay.
25, and again like my Canon 80D, which is an SLR with a 24 megapixel sensor, that thing was probably around 800.
Yeah.
However, these Sony's mirrorless now, it's gonna suck the battery.
Of course.
But for 400, you get 24 megapixel sensors. You get a built-in flash, and of course you get a hot shoe. You can also get some third-party battery grips, which require an external wire for if you want to shoot in
I
portrait
love how
mode.
they
with
kept
those,
the
but-
hot shoe too.
Yeah. So like I said,
It's really a full-feature camera.
it is a full. Yeah, it is. It is a full-feature camera for 400. You get body only, and it's tiny. Like this thing is this is a really good
This looks
walk-around
like a point
camera.
and shoot. Looks just like a point and shoot
Exactly.
with the addition of a removable lens.
Exactly. And like I said, there's a whole line of Canon S-mount lenses.
Wow. That is
So
fantastic.
so in fact, I believe on Amazon you can get a Canon. Yeah, it's not Canon. Sorry, you can get a package with has a Sony's 15 to 55 and a 55 to 200.
It also has a near-field communication. What's it called?
NFC,
Chip.
yeah.
So you can run that with your phone. Of course, they have the Sony smartphone. I love those phones, but they are not popular at all.
Yeah, I thought about those, but then I realized I don't know how to deal with 18. Well, because I was on a company plan, strictly speaking,
Of course.
so I don't know what
you have to buy it unlocked at this point, correct?
Yeah, you have to buy it unlocked. And the thing is, I don't even know. I mean, I don't know. AT&T, they're such a vicious bastards.
They would
over
have the
there.
right bands to run it. They have
Yeah,
the right bands.
I guess so, but still, like I said, because for a while I was on a company plan.
Mm-hmm.
My boss basically decided. This was before I was doing my my dedicated summers thing, where the boss said, "Okay, you know what? I'm gonna get some phones as a tax write-off. So I'm gonna get an iPhone for myself. I'm gonna get an iPhone for my 2 daughters. And I'm gonna get an iPhone for my mom." Who works for him, and then of course that plan extended to me and my dad, who doesn't even
Ooh.
work for the company.
Fantastic.
So yeah, that's how we operated. So therefore, we were basically racing each other for upgrades because there was sometimes they took an unscheduled upgrade or whatever, which shafted us. But now but again, I often thought, maybe I would like a Sony phone, but then again, I can never communicate with these people about, okay, will AT&T allow me to use on this company plan an unlocked phone? Because I never got a straight answer.
I'm
from
pretty
them.
sure all you have to do is just swap the SIM card, and the thing is, they'll still
No,
be,
you don't.
They'll still be paying off the same phone. It will still be as a financed EMI.
No, when I did the research into that, apparently you have to they have to send you a code to unlock the chip from the phone.
Really? For
Yeah,
the company phones, that's how that works?
Well, I think just for any phone, really. It
Oh,
sounds.
no, I switch whenever I went on T-Mobile.
Well, you have T-Mobile.
True. AT&T, I'm pretty sure they're very similar, though. My friend was able to do it.
No.
My friend switched from iPhone to iPhone. He switched to a BlackBerry, actually, for a while.
Well, I mean,
high
you do.
school.
I mean, you do get the regular upgrades, but the thing is, like, again, it's
The only thing you have to worry about is the, what's it called, the actual business plan. Because other than that, they allow you to use whatever phone you want. You can just pop the SIM card out. You're still paying for it.
Well, either way, when when the boss basically decided to tone down his business, it was a pain in the butt to keep our phones. It was
Of course.
ludicrous. Yeah. All right, so, and it is now 47. I guess we will terminate it here.
That's all we have for
All
today.
right, ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to Tea Time and Formula One's pre-Thanksgiving special. When we come back next week, we will be on at regular time, and we will have a full update and review of Yas
Abu
Marina and of course, the full Formula One World Championship, and see how we got here. So, what is on the computer? Do we
I
even
don't even
care?
know what this is. I don't know what it is, but all I want to say is to everyone is happy Thanksgiving, and I will hope you all have a wonderful break. Good afternoon, guys. Bye.
Bye.